What's up, everybody? Tidbit Sports here. Today I got a new series coming at you guys. It's going to be basically just comparing two players or three players, whatever, that were, brought up in the league with some kind of relevancy together. For example, today we have Marcus Marriota versus Jameis Winston. Obviously, both were the most highly touted quarterbacks in the 2015 NFL Draft. Winston being the first overall, Marriota being the second overall. So now we're going to look about 8-9 years later who turned out to be better, and kind of just a quick little brief career summary for both of them so we can all decide together who was a better player. Starting out here, obviously, we have Marriota. They played both a similar amount of games. I know it says 93, 90 games. That's not really correct, actually. As you see, Winston has 6 more games than Marriota. He went 34-46. Marriota went 34-40. So same amount of wins. Marriota just has 6 less games started than Winston. Completion percentage, Marriota slightly has the edge right there. But yards-wise, Jameis just kills him. I mean, that's almost, about 6,000 more yards than him. And the funny thing is, the pass yards per attempt is not even that much higher. It just means that Jameis is throwing the ball a lot more. He just completed more passes. As you can see as well, 237.7 yards per game to Mariota's only 175.8 yards per game. Winston, 141 touchdowns. Marriota only 93. But the funny thing is, though, Winston has more interceptions than Marriota has passing touchdowns. And that right there, to me, shows, kind of the differences in their play style. As we know, Marriota was a huge runner. Look at the rushing yards there, 2,000 compared to Jameis only having 1,200. But a big thing to this, obviously, Marriota in 2016, I believe, could be wrong on the year, broke his leg, completely kind of changed his whole play style, and as well as, his success as a quarterback. He never really looked the same ever again after that. And I think that's one of the big reasons why he's kind of had a downfall. Another big thing that they don't show on here for PFR is Marriota has a playoff win. Marriota is 1-1 in the playoffs. I believe it was in 2018. He beat the Chiefs in the wild card round. As you guys remember, the highlight was everywhere. Mariota throws the pass, gets batted down, he catches it and runs with it. That was that game when Mariota won. But then the following week, division around, Mariota would lose. On the other hand, Winston, his only playoff game was in 2020 or 2021, I believe, and he lost that game. So Winston 0-1 in the playoffs, Mariota 1-1. For both of them, not really, highly decorated. I mean, that only having one playoff win is nothing, basically. I mean, that's for a second overall pick to have only one playoff win is not anything crazy. And for Winston to have 0 playoff wins, the number 1 overall pick, that is crazy. I think, and another thing I was going to do, kind of label, I think that as far as calling them busts, I wouldn't necessarily say they are busts, and I know that sounds crazy, but if you look at a guy like Brandon Weeden or Johnny Manziel or even Sam Darnold or even Josh Rosen, like those guys just really never played. That's how bad they were. For Mariota and Winston, they were bad. I'm not saying they're great quarterbacks. Look where they are now. Mariota's the backup for the Eagles. Winston, the backup for the Saints, as everybody knows after that, victory formation, run it in play. But, they were serviceable. They played. They were given a long leash. But, they weren't so bad that they immediately got replaced by the guy in front of them. That's the kind of thing right there I'm looking at. Which is why I wouldn't label them busts. I'd label them horrible picks. I mean, they were never really caught on. And the thing with Winston, too, is, you can't even give him the excuse of he didn't have weapons. You had guys like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Marriota, you can give him a little more, I guess, lenience right there. He might not have the best weapons ever. But for both of them, I mean, regardless, for how high they were drafted, definitely disappointing for both of them. But for me, I think I would give the edge, honestly, to Marcus Marriota. I think he just played a cleaner style of football. And the evidence for cleaner style, 55 interceptions to 100, almost 100 interceptions by Jameis. Call me old-fashioned, call me old school, but I feel like high turnover rate is just one of the worst things you can have in a quarterback. That's why Marriota has the edge to me. I think it's obvious, too, when, just same amount of wins, 6 less losses. He was slightly more efficient. I believe he had a, worse supporting cast around him with the Titans compared to Jameis with the Buccaneers. And I think, overall, I'd give the edge to Marriota. It's not great, though. I'd give Marriota probably like a, D. Maybe Jameis gets like a D-, just because he had a little higher expectations as the number 1 overall pick. And he had a little more opportunities, 6 more games, but he was unable to show much besides the fact that he can make the big play, but then also the big turnover that sets you back. So there we go. There's the breakdown career-wise. Both of them obviously still playing, but as backups, I doubt we really ever see them start again. But 2015, man, 9 years goes by fast. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below who you'd like to see compared to next. Can be draft picks, signings, trade for guys, whatever. See you.